sound of Aaron Adrian Cross.
Hello everyone, and welcome to
It Was Just Banter.
And as always,
It's just a little bit of fun.
I'm Christopher Nightingale.
I'm Joe Pickles.
And I'm Stephen Sargent.
And today we're basically doing a mid-season review. We're almost halfway, well, we're over halfway through the 2018-19 season. So we thought we'd just do a little catch-up and a review on our respective clubs that we support. So that's Manchester United and Bradford City. And then we just go talk about a few other things that are making the news in the world of football. So let's start with Manchester United. So, Sargi, well, the last time we did this was just right at the end of last season, and we asked for, and at that time you basically decided to do a full boycott on Manchester United, because a certain Mr. Mourinho was in charge. You actually predicted that he would get sacked the following season. And he has, hasn't he?
Yeah.
What did you think of when he got sacked? How are you feeling at that point?
Well, when it happened, I went straight downstairs, grabbed a beer, and celebrated rather well, and was quite pissed by 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
When he got sacked, so yes.
Should have put money on it.
I should have put.
You should have put money on it.
Being sacked.
You were pretty certain he
I
would
think
get
he was
sacked.
the first manager to get sacked that year as well, wasn't he? This season.
No. The Jukanovic got sacked from Fulham, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In the Premier League.
So, what are your thoughts now that we have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge? What are your thoughts now?
It's nice to see that he's got him back playing attractive football again. When Nobed was there, he bought all these players. He couldn't kind of get him ticking in the way he wanted him to. But Solskjaer is obviously a better manager than him because he's just picked up where he's actually succeeded where he failed with getting like Rashford to play properly. Pogba has improved significantly.
Because you thought he was like the worst player you'd ever seen live, which was a pretty bold statement.
Yeah.
Are you going back on that effectively?
No, not yet. I've not.
You've not yet. Okay.
No, not.
So he's still officially the worst player you've seen live.
Yeah, because I've not been back to.
But you've watched Morecambe play and Bradford play before.
Yeah, but
that's pretty low.
Pretty damning criticism of Paul Pogba.
Yeah, no, that was But when I go back and he's I'll change my opinion.
To do such a massive boycott, I mean, I know some people have kind of questioned that, like, how can you go straight back to it? But what do you think that it's like are you? I don't know. It's what are your thoughts on people who say, why have you suddenly just gone straight back after?
Fuck him.
Okay. Okay.
When are you planning on going to watch them anytime soon?
As soon as he got sacked, I was offered the tickets for the Huddersfield game, and I couldn't quite. I didn't have enough money at the time to go forward. We're going to go watch that one, but yeah, I'll plan on going back and watching him. Yeah, as soon as I've got some money. Yeah, why not?
What do you think is going to happen to Jose Mourinho now? Do you think he's going to get another job, like a big job?
Couldn't give a. That's what's happened to him, really.
That is a good point. That's how I feel.
I don't really care.
I don't think he's passionate about the game anymore.
He's gone.
He's done everything. Not everything. He's done most things that he could do as a manager at least once.
Yeah, it just shows how much he was interested in that Man United job when he'd stayed in his hotel room for 3 years. He didn't even buy or look at renting a house. He obviously wasn't asked from when he first got the job to when he's left. So he wasn't asked about that job. So why would he be asked about anything else? I think he should go back to Real Madrid, and then they should just fucking not cease to exist as a team anymore.
He probably should take a step back from football for at least a year. Like Klopp was he not involved for a little while, and Guardiola, well, obviously he went to USA, and they're still passionate about what they do. I don't think he cares as much as he used to.
No.
When he was at Porto and then Chelsea, and you see him running down the touchline and actually embracing with the players and stuff, and it was like, yeah, this guy actually, alright, we don't like him, but he actually seems like he wants to be there and do what he does.
No, he didn't. He'd sit in front of the players in the dugout, and then he would throw water bottles about when shit went his wrong way, or he'd throw them about. He just like throwing his toys out the pond, really, and then he would come up with the bullshit excuses of why the team was doing rubbish. Well, it's actually your fault.
Yeah, well, I completely agree with you on that as well. Yeah.
Well, if you treat it as two separate things, so there's his style of management. Let's just leave that aside for 1 minute, whether you disagree with it or agree with it, whatever. And then there's if you're actually interested in doing what you're doing, and I don't think he is. So maybe he needs to take some time out, or just not do it anymore.
I don't know if many top teams would take a punt on him at the minute. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's had two jobs.
Benfica,
which he's absolutely
Benfica offered him a job.
Did they?
Yeah, and he said no. Well, then I thought about that. Yeah, because they've got no money and they've only got young players, so he'd be fucking ruined there, isn't he?
That's a good point.
So when he's
a good point.
Yeah, when he doesn't have money to chuck at a team, and he clearly doesn't believe in a youth system at all.
Well, I think it's proven with how Rashford restarted, if that's how you can call it, since Solskjaer's come in. Because I think I saw an interview with him the other day, and someone asked him, I think it was on the BBC, someone asked him, what have you said to Marcus Rashford to get him doing what he's doing, and his answer was not much, except for put his arm around him and tell him that he is a good player and he is valued, and to keep doing what he's doing. And if he's on a bad patch, if you keep getting to the right places and looking interested and alive, you'll eventually get the goals, and now he has. But I think Mourinho kind of just almost expected him to be 30 years old and Andrea Pirlo type of maturity.
I mean, he's
not.
And plus, I think with Mourinho was playing him on the left wing all the time, and had Lukaku up top. The first thing Solskjaer's done as he's come in has basically said, right, Rashford, you're playing right through the centre and you're playing up top.
And he's dropped him.
And it dropped Lukaku, and he's absolutely transformed our attack effectively.
He is probably your most threatening kind of forward player.
Yeah, and it's nice to have. It's good to see that he given them all he's given Lukaku a bit of a chance. He's come on as a substitute and he scored a couple of goals. That one against
Newcastle,
and and then he gave sort of Sanchez a substitute appearance, which is fair enough, and that's also what he should get, because he should go, because he was crap when he came
Sanchez I think is on his way out.
He should be on his way.
Yeah.
He shouldn't. That deal just goes to show how bad of a manager Mourinho is when you are doing that sort of trade deal for a player that you don't need.
Oh yeah. Well, I think,
and we could have kept hold of Mkhitaryan and had him playing a little bit deeper where Matic is. Oh, and then buying a Fred, he's just dog shit.
Well, Fred, yeah, I do feel for Fred a bit, because he was brought in by a manager who didn't really know how to use him, and then didn't play him, and now he's kind of stuck here.
Yeah.
And he's kind of looks a bit out of his depth. It's sad for Fred, actually. I don't think it's Fred's fault. I think it's Mourinho's fault completely for going. Either he must have said something to Fred. It's like, oh, come here, yeah, I know where exactly I'm going to play you. Fred's bought into it, and then he's gone back on that.
Yeah.
And then he's just left Fred to be screwed over a bit, really.
Fellaini can go as well.
Well, it's quite clear at the minute that Fellaini's nowhere near Solskjaer's plans.
He's injured.
Yeah, as is. In fact, quite a few of the players who are not pacey are actually not near Solskjaer's plans at the minute, which sadly means even the likes of Mata aren't getting games. And I don't think it's necessarily Mata's fault. I just think it's at the minute you've got a lineup where you've got Pogba, Martial, Lingard and Rashford. You got a lot of pace there, and Mata just doesn't have that pace to keep up with that sort of attack. He's a different type of player.
Yeah, he can be used to somewhere where you need to slow the game down a little bit.
Yeah.
But Solskjaer's brought back this old the old style of Man United where it was quick on the counter attack. It was like the goal against Spurs that came from a stupid mistake from Trippier, and Pogba just whipped that ball across. In that game, I thought Man United should have if Spurs had their shooting boots on, Man United was second best at, it was only the finishing that was the difference in that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm very lucky to come away with 3 points in that game.
But it's like you're right though, the pace of the attacks changed like dramatically since Solskjaer's come in. Because beforehand, I don't think, under Mourinho, I don't think we made any runs in behind whatsoever.
I think his Mourinho style was not, the players he had wasn't suited to what he wanted to play.
No.
And he was too stubborn to admit that, hang on, I have like 4 people who can help running behind and are quite, 3 who are really pacey. I might change my philosophy. He was too stubborn to change that. And he wanted to do what he thought, what he wanted basically, and it didn't fit his system round the players.
Yeah, it's
he
just
put the players into a system.
Yeah, and I think it's just funny that, like you said with the signing of Sanchez. I mean, that was Mourinho just saying, well, here's a star player, let's buy him and hope that he does a bit of magic to help us out. But he had no thought whatsoever in where he was fitting the team.
It was just big money. His name was
good.
It
was a panic buy. It was a panic buy to stop Man City buying him.
It's possible.
But you could have let Man City buy him because he wouldn't have done anything.
I think he probably would have though, because Guardiola's a much better manager than Mourinho is.
Just let Man City buy that player then. You should have just said, right, have him.
I think they would potentially be top of the league now.
Yeah, like Mahrez, he's sitting there just earning ample as well.
£80,000, I don't know, 150, whatever he's.
Yeah, doing nothing.
I mean, I've seen some interview recently because Mourinho has recently done some interviews where he's basically come out and said, look, Klopp and Guardiola, if they asked for a player or something, they get supported by the club. Now, I don't know what he's getting at there, because with Mourinho, I mean, I think he spent something like 400 million.
Yeah,
he spent an awful lot of money whilst he's been in
it was on players that didn't make it,
that didn't do anything,
and only now we're perhaps doing a little bit better.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, so when
so I don't know what he's doing there. He's complaining about stuff like that.
Yeah, he's complaining about that. But then he can, on the other hand, Woodward, who's a knob and he should go and all, can also turn around and say, look, dickhead, you've had 400 million out of us and you've won three trophies. It's not good enough. We should be.
What was the 3 Europa League, League Cup, and
Community Shield?
We're not really going to count that.
So 2.
All right,
we don't really count that.
It's still 3 more than
2.
Liverpool. 2 more than Liverpool have won. So.
But technically, they weren't won. They won when you were boycotting them, so you shouldn't.
You don't really care.
You can't claim ownership of those.
You must have done a lot of catching up on our team over the last. What have you done? All the season reviews and just I need to catch up on what's going on because I missed all of it.
You can't claim those over Liverpool if you were not interested when those titles were won.
No, my boycott only started this.
Why?
Handily when you.
No, my boycott
I'm quite curious.
Started when I went to the West Brom game and they were shit, right? They were crap. I was bored out of my head for 90 minutes. I got a phone call off my mother, which was for 15 minutes, which was more interesting than watching that game.
No, but Sargent, that's quite interesting because, if you boycotted it because of Mourinho, why didn't you boycott him from the second he came into the club?
Clearly, it's because they've just started losing a bit more, and you've been like, oh yeah, I don't like this now. So I'm gonna want Man City to win.
I'm just trying to understand why you would suddenly decide instead of like. I mean, Pickles going completely wrong.
Yeah, I've never liked the guy. The guy's a knob.
Okay,
that's fine. Well, yeah, we agree, really.
Yeah, we agree that he's a knob. He really is. We always thought it was a knob. I always thought it was a knob.
No, I'd stop watching after that game.
Okay.
I didn't watch another game until.
Okay.
You've watched one of the previous few
Cardiff, were they on TV?
Is that when
that was Solskjaer's first game.
5-1? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that one. Then I've watched the rest since.
He's definitely given them a new lease of life, and
That it needed to happen.
He's just a decent fella.
Oh, he is.
And he doesn't bring too many extra things where you think. But I think his management style is simpler than many people are trying to analyse. He just comes along and he's always happy and smiling, and people feed off that energy, and at the moment thrive on it. I think people try and analyse it and say, oh, he does this and this, and he's probably tinkered with tactics in certain ways, but I think his management style is quite simple. He just creates a really happy environment where everybody's enthusiastic.
And it's clear that he's got an instant rapport with the fans. What I like about what he's been doing recently is after games, he'll go and he'll clap all the fans. He'll go around clapping the fans. Mourinho never did that. Mourinho was down the tunnel. He was gone. He wasn't even clap. But Solskjaer, he's always out on the pitch. He's shaking hands and hugging all his players after games. Mourinho never did any of that. So instantly he's building a rapport with the players, but he's also building a rapport with the fans as well. And he just raised the whole spirit of everyone at the club. Yeah. And that makes a massive difference. He's really enjoying it.
He's only the intern manager though.
Yeah, well this is the thing I was going to ask. Who would you want as manager?
Pochettino.
You want Pochettino?
I think he's good with the players, good with the fans. He'll give younger lads a.
Guerrero got an assist.
Yes! How many points is that on fantasy football? He has to blow me 4 back.
That'll be 4. That. Because that's what you get.
Right, 4 points for an assist. Well done, Aguero. Played before night.
Carry on. You're talking about.
So you want
Pochettino, because he'll be good with the fans. He'll give younger players a chance, but then also he doesn't really have much squad depth at Spurs. It's like they rely on Kane and Son until a certain point. Like Son buggers off now to the Asian Cup. But it's like,
we're missing both of them now for the exact same time of the season. Both of them are now.
So we just need to see how he gets on with that, and we're coming in January, so he can buy or loan a player. He probably is looking at Divock Origi or something from.
Who?
Pochettino. He's trying to get Divock Origi on loan.
What from?
You could do
Liverpool.
Yeah, because he's got Llorente, who's old and decrepit.
I'd have Pochettino as now I would just say give it to Solskjaer because the atmosphere is good enough to
but if they didn't give it Solskjaer for some reason,
I've said who I would go for already, but he's not.
If he doesn't appoint, if Man United finish 3rd or 4th and Solskjaer doesn't get the job for some stupid reason, Woodward needs to take a running jump off a fucking cliff. Right? Because that is just why.
I think he'll get it. Isn't he contracted to the team in Norway?
We've effectively loaned him from Mulder, so we would have to then pay Mulder out of his contract,
which is a good deal.
Which we would have to do anyway. If we went for Pochettino, we'd have to do it, and they probably want more for him. I love Solskjaer. I think he's got a tough, absolute legend. So I'm
got a tough
happy.
game in FA Cup, hasn't he? It's Arsenal.
Well, he's got a tough game in the FA Cup, but do you know what? I just like the atmosphere and the style that he's got us playing at the minute.
It's just a good feeling, isn't it, really?
And that, if you've got that, why change it for the unknown, which is really what we'd be doing if we got Pochettino, because Pochettino doesn't know the club, but Solskjaer does, and that's a massive advantage.
And even if you don't win every trophy all the time, which is what Mourinho is obsessed with, if the feeling's good around the club and everyone's having it, having fun, then.
Well, if the man was
that's why you go to football.
That's why. Yeah.
I mean, not everybody. That's why lots of people go to football. That is, as long as they're having a good time after they pay their money, then.
And you get the feeling with Solskjaer that he's one of our own, which is is a good one. It's like you know, if you get a legend of the club coming back to manage your club,
Stuart McCall,
then it automatically makes you as a fan, you're more connected to that manager who want them to do well, and when they are doing well, you feel more. It just adds to the positivity of the place.
Yeah.
So I'd be happy to give Solskjaer the job. I don't know whether I'd want them to. I don't know what it takes for him to get the job, other than to keep doing what he's doing.
I think they will.
I think, I'd like to think he's done enough. But saying that, he's only Spurs. He's still got some tougher games to come though.
He has, but if we approach them in the same way we've been approaching the other games, we've got a good chance, haven't we?
Well, I mean, you have Liverpool and Man City.
I think they do. I think if Solskjaer gets them in the right.
Who else? You've played Arsenal away. Got to go to them in the Premier League.
I think if Solskjaer's got them in that right mindset, I think we can beat them. And that could be like the title. That could whichever way, whoever wins the league, it could be swung on if Man United get it.
You and Everton.
If Man United,
they're both teams have those two teams.
Give Liverpool an absolute thumping, and then just Man City just 1-0 win. Be happy there.
Wait, that is definitely going on. You're not taking that out. You've just said you want Man City to win against you 1-0 at Old Trafford.
Yeah, to stop Liverpool winning the league.
Oh God, Sargent!
That's going on, Sarge.
Oh God! Really?
We're going to tag
really?
I don't want Liverpool to win a league.
Yeah, but I mean,
but if that's the worst case.
Derby, Sargent.
That's the worst case scenario.
We need to tag Sudes in this.
Oh my God!
No.
Sudes would love this.
That's the worst case scenario. By the time we come to play them, Man City could be top, right?
But that means they'll still have to win to stay top.
Yeah, but we can also beat Liverpool and then beat Man City, so it doesn't really matter then, because then both teams it's just
No, but we play Liverpool way before we play Man City. We play Liverpool in like February and play Man City in like April, so Liverpool could have caught up by that stage. Well, even if we beat them, they could have still been top. So at that point,
if Man City is still smashing people.
I can't believe you just said you'd rather Man City beat you in a derby match
to stop Liverpool
at Old Trafford. So your hatred of Liverpool is bigger than your love of Man United.
Is it?
It obviously is.
It has to be.
No, it has to be. It has to be. Otherwise, you'd want you to win the derby.
Right.
It has to be.
I mean, right. Let's take the example of the other night.
Right, Liverpool.
No, seriously.
Right. If Man United were in the same position, right? Liverpool beat Man United, say, but then lost to Everton purposely to stop Man United winning the league and letting somebody else
They
win
would never do that. They would never ever do that.
Granted, some Liverpool fans might be thinking the same way you're thinking.
Yes.
But the Liverpool players wouldn't do that. They're not just going to sit down and score a goal, boys.
Right, no, because what would happen is they'll just give the ball to Salah, run into the box, and he'll just fall over, or they'll go penalty. Like he did against Newcastle, like he tried to do against Crystal Palace, and the guy went a bit mad at him.
Is Salah in your fantasy team?
Yeah, he's just...
So you can't sit there ripping them to shreds?
I can't.
Take him out.
No, he's a cheating, diving, nasty little git.
Oh God!
He gets me ample amounts of points on fantasy football.
No, but Pickles must be right in saying that your hatred of Liverpool is greater than your love of Manchester United. It has to be.
It's like an even balance.
It clearly isn't, because the other night when Man City were playing Liverpool and you came round here, honestly, I've never seen you celebrate goals as much as those Man City goals against Liverpool. Now you cannot say
I wanted Liverpool to lose.
Okay, I know that, but
you could have been like, that's a good result.
You were absolutely fist pumping. You were practically punching the wall in.
Well, yeah, because I wanted Man City to beat them. So Liverpool. So yeah. The best thing what could happen is if Liverpool don't have any injuries and they finish second, and then
don't have any injuries.
Yeah, because then they can't have anything to complain about. They can't then go, oh well, Salah was injured, oh Van Dijk was injured. Well, no.
When have they complained about these things?
No. But it'll give him an excuse. Because they're all fickle.
That's what football fans live on. Everybody says, "Oh, if the referee gave that decision," like football fans always.
There's always ifs and buts.
But they can't have an excuse then.
It's like people say about if that Lampard goal counted against Germany. Oh, England might have
won the World Cup.
Clearly wouldn't. But some people say this, so that's what football fans say.
No, but I'm just saying, if Liverpool continue on this good run but don't win the league, then they can't complain about anything. But they will do, because they're all football.
But if they continue on this good run, they will win the league.
Yeah.
Yes. So you clearly don't want them to go on this good run, because that would scupper your plans right up.
No, but if they lost
Is it 4 points?
No. Yeah.
4 points.
4 points. They'll be 4 points ahead of Man City winning.
No, but they can draw. They only have to draw 2 games. 2 games and Man City win their top and they're second again. So they only have to. So it just takes 2 draws against good teams for them to.
Yeah, but you're also banking on Man City having a perfect run in.
Yeah.
Oh well, in my opinion, you should be just like, Solskjaer's here. I'm happy. That's decent because Mourinho's gone. And either way, one of the teams I don't like is going to win the league.
But I'm just curious, why are you bothered about what other teams are doing?
Just don't want Liverpool.
No, but I'm just curious, why are you so bothered?
Did you have a bet on it?
No, I don't have a bet on it. But I know,
because it doesn't really matter.
No, I don't want.
Yeah, but why?
Shit, I give Liverpool fans is unreal.
Yeah, well, that's your fault for giving them that shit.
That's your fault. So if the moment they win something, they're going to be right on you.
Yeah, precisely.
Because you dish it out. Now, if you didn't dish it out, they wouldn't do that, would they?
No, but you've got to laugh at them, aren't you?
You don't have to.
Why?
Just to be quiet about it.
Why though? Why do you have to? I'm just curious. I'm trying to work it out.
It's funny.
Oh.
You should just be like blanking the title race right now. You should be like, I don't care about either of the teams. You can hate both of them. I don't mind if you hate both of the teams.
Focus on their own team, which is Man City.
Either way, one of them's going to win.
Brilliant.
I'm just going to say, if Liverpool do win the league, I'm going to remind you every single day I see you for the rest of your life that that's actually happened.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Good grief. So
the bottom line is, Sarge wants Man City to beat Man United in the Manchester Derby.
If it means that Liverpool don't win the Premier League.
Yeah.
What a fan! So, what we're going to do is we're going to now divert our attention to Bradford City, who have also had a pretty interesting season so far.
Shit.
Yes.
I don't know, Joe, if you could kind of fill the listeners in on what's been happening this season, because it's been pretty mental at Bradford.
Well, we're in a relegation fight, and I think I said we'd finish below 16th.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And 17th place would be brilliant right now. It's pretty diabolical, to be honest. There's no point in going over the previous owner because he messed it up completely. And it's well documented that what a bad job he did. So it's almost like every win now is like every game effectively between now and the end of the season is like a playoff game.
Because you're on your second manager of the season, aren't you? Because your first one.
Yeah, we are in 2018. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 managers, and now we're on our second one of this season.
If Spurs lose today,
crazy.
4 points behind Spurs. It's doable, that.
We're talking about Bradford City, Sargent.
Right.
Anyway, your team's ahead.
Get with the programme, Jesus.
Your team's ahead of Tottenham.
Right. Sorry, Joe.
I support my legs because they support me.
So it's every game right now is a playoff game, and then the cup final. If we get that far, I don't know if we'll stay up or not. I can't say right now.
Because you had a little spell over the festive period where you kind of like
it was brilliant.
Turned the corner.
Yeah, 4-0, 3-0, 2 4-0s, a 2-0. Yeah, an unlucky 1-0 away at Sunderland.
You're only 3 points off.
Yeah, that's true. But it's the way we are when we're on a bad day.
Yeah, it's very bad.
When we're on a good day, it's almost like it's either brilliant or rubbish. It's there's never 1-1s or 1-0 or 2-1. It's always, at the moment, a big loss or a big win.
I mean, I suppose I don't know if you kept that up, if you kept up with like big loss, big win, would that actually keep you up? Because the other teams around you might be losing. Well,
we've done that since the start of December, and we're still in the relegation zone. So if the season finished now, that wouldn't have worked. Yeah. I think we're still looking at a couple more signings.
Luton could go up.
There was something the other day. I think we're projected to make a 7-figure loss this season, based on the last regime's spending, which is completely almost ruining the club.
Bloody hell.
Even if we stay up, next season could as well be a struggle again.
Oxford, they did.
Oxford, in my opinion, will stay up. I think they have enough about them to stay up.
Yeah, they beat Thingy yesterday for 2-1.
Wimbledon will go down. So I think that's one team gone. That's the last place
Bristol
team.
Rovers.
And Oxford will stay up.
It's quite tight down there.
Bristol's down there. Plymouth's
quite
down
tight.
there.
It goes all the way up to 17, Shrewsbury. But then you can even... Scunthorpe could get dragged into it.
Well, the thing with the Leagues 1 and 2, there's always one team in the playoff picture. No, that's not going to be us. There's always one team that comes out of mid-table to get into the playoffs. It was us when we went up from League 2.
There's 6
and
points.
there's always one team that gets dragged in from mid-table. Yeah.
There's 6 points in it from
vice versa
Plymouth, who are 21st, to Fleetwood, who are 12th.
Yeah, there's not a lot. So if we win 3 on the bounce and a couple of results go our way, we're out of it.
Yeah. Can you see that happening?
Well, it did happen. So yeah, it can happen. Yeah. But you just don't know what to expect when you go and see them at the moment. You're not even thinking, oh, it's going to be a tight one today, or oh, we're going to smash it today, or we're going to get beaten easily again. You don't know what any of one of those things could happen.
Do you have like a clear sense of how Hopkins can play?
Yeah, it's when it works really well. I was at Walsall and home at Bradford, and I went and Scunthorpe and Rochdale away. Oxford back in November, and when it works, it is really, really good to watch. It's like obviously not of higher standard, but when Dortmund were flying in the Bundesliga and Liverpool at the start, or Liverpool's changed a little bit. It seemed like a change for the better. But anyway, and the front three, they're always pressing.
Okay.
And the defence starts from attack. And because our defence is weak, we need more defenders.
Yeah.
That's the best way to go about it, really, because we can't really leave it. We have to go from the front.
Yeah, you can't invite teams onto you because you're going to hurt.
Yeah. So, and when it works really well. You need players with a lot of energy, and you need a lot of young players, which we do have. You don't need a lot of young players, that's the wrong thing. You need players with a lot of energy who are willing to work, which we do have. But when it doesn't work, the problem with that system is if 2 players are on a bad day, you can't. That's it. It's almost it ends, doesn't it? And this happened yesterday, although they were all on a bad day. Because if you've got one player, if us 3 were pressing, and me and Sarge are going for it, and you can't be bothered, then that's it. That's gone, that system, because when it goes to the middle, me and Sarge are going for their wing backs, and then they can just go. So everyone has to be on it for it to work, and that worked in December really well, but it hasn't worked for the last 2 games. I don't know what to expect when I go to the games. It's really hard to. I'm definitely very nervous leading up to each Saturday.
Oh yeah, I can imagine, because it's a relegation scrap.
Yeah.
Out of the, I mean, did you think right at the start of the season? Well, yeah, because you said like at the last podcast we did, you thought you were going to struggle with. Was there any signings that were made or anything that you were kind of thinking, oh, actually, that's pretty good, or were you quite like in the summer?
Yeah.
Was there any? Like with the recruitment, or
we made some good signings on paper.
Were you thinking, oh, actually, this is pretty good. This is.
We made some good signings on paper. Sean Scannell, but he has his injuries. Jack Payne, and they sound like Anthony O'Connor, who actually has not been very good. When he came, people thought, well, he was the captain or he was a first team regular at Aberdeen. I know it's only the Scottish Premiership, so he might be okay, but he is not. We signed a guy from you, who's
Joe Riley
turned out to be, I don't know what it is, whether it's a mental thing with him that he just isn't up for it, or he's poor. And he's one of a number who we've signed with no real experience or no proof of how they can do.
It's because of him not that he didn't get a chance at the former clubs though. Really? So
well, we gave him a chance. We won 2 games in 2 months at the start of the season, or 3 games in 2 months. And we were 2-0 up in the 84th minute away at Blackpool and lost 3-2. So we gave them a chance.
Yeah, Jesus, that was unbelievable. Actually, that was like, wow. So I think they've been given a chance now. Yeah, they have. Yeah.
To be fair,
yeah, they have.
And they're not cutting it.
Yeah.
There is a small group of players of about 5 who actually are training on their own at the moment, and they're the players that Hopkins said he wants out. Josh Wright's one of them. Joe Riley's one of them.
Jeez.
3 others.
Jeez.
And you see them just running around together on the training. So they've literally been like blanked out of the picture.
Christ.
Because I think Hopkins thinks they're probably complete. I mean, deadwood basically, and I don't like to be harsh on them because they're professional football players who go about making a living doing that. Clearly they're not just, and that's 5 players who we've been prepared over summer to pay.
So I bet they're hoping that they can get them. Well, someone would sign them in January, because you don't want them hanging on until the end of the season.
Yes, there's rumours Josh Wright's going to go to Leyton Orient. The other ones haven't gone anywhere yet, which means we've got a wage bill. Those 5 players, which we've already had.
Got to clear them off.
I don't want to go over what the problems were too much previously, because it's frankly quite depressing, and also is well documented anyway. So no idea how we're going to do towards the end. I do think Oxford will stay up though, and I do think Wimbledon will go down. That's what I can say, and I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. Other than that, I don't have a clue. But after yesterday, there'll be lots of people who'll tell you we're going down. But then again, 2 weeks ago, those people would have been saying we could get. Actually, after we beat Rochdale away 4-0, there was people saying, "Oh, we can get in the playoffs." We really couldn't get. So that shows you what football fans can be like, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just nervous now. Every game's not nice to watch, really, in a way.
So we've got a couple more topics to talk about. One of them is who we think has been the most exciting team in the Premier League this season.
That's an impressive.
Oh, impressive. Yeah. Sorry. Impressive team.
Exciting probably would be the usual suspects.
Oh yeah. Most impressive.
Impressive teams. I'm gonna discount the top 2. Okay. Most people would say that. One of those 2. Most people would say that. Yeah. So I'm going to go with Watford so far.
Yes.
I don't know what style of management they have at that club, where they change players regularly and change managers. Although this guy's been there for quite a while.
The owner owns a couple of different teams, though, doesn't he?
Does, yeah, Udinese as well.
Yeah, he just swaps them.
However they're doing it, it's working for him. It's a really good team. They have good midfielders, Ducouré and Capoue, and then Holibas and Deeney, who's still pulling it up after a lot of years.
Yeah.
In the Championship as well. So that's, for me, that's been the most impressive team so far.
I think Watford have been very impressive. I think most impressive for me has probably been Wolves, actually.
Wolves, yeah, because
Wolves have really.
They spent a lot of money in the summer.
They did, but
Fulham spent a lot of money in the summer as well. But they're both at the other end of the tables.
But the thing for me with Wolves is it's not to the detriment of their style. Like, he's bought players who have just slotted into his style as if they've been there for years, and the fact is that he had a style that worked in the Championship, and he's come up and he's literally playing the exact same style, and He's smashing it.
When I was thinking about it, I was thinking Wolves, but the reason why I didn't go for it was because, and this is something I heard on the TV the other day, and makes sense. Someone said that their players, lots of them felt they should be at better teams. So when they start coming up against the slightly smaller teams, lesser teams, they don't perform to the standards they should do.
Oh, okay.
And if you think about it, they lost to Huddersfield at home.
Yeah.
They scrapped to a 1-1 draw away at Fulham.
And they got a lucky goal, 90-odd minute winner yesterday against Leicester. 4-3.
They beat Newcastle away, and that seems amazing that I'm saying Newcastle are one of the lesser teams, but that's what it is these days.
That is, yeah.
Because Mike Ashley doesn't put his hand in his pocket.
Doesn't.
That's why I didn't go with Wolves, even though they do turn it on against your Chelsea's
fat bastard.
and your Tottenhams. That's why I didn't go with Wolves. But they're probably second if I was to do a list of they're probably second or some third on it, because they have been very good so far.
Well, what do you think, so are you on?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with both of you. I think Wolves and Watford have done fantastic. Bournemouth got off to a good start
Bournemouth as well.
Yeah,
Bournemouth,
very good.
Yeah, Bournemouth have.
What changed it for Bournemouth
they've been for a little bit of
that last minute Rashford
time.
goal. That seemed to change Bournemouth. They're still decent and they won yesterday, but when you beat them at the Dean Cup,
and we really didn't deserve that at all.
And then after that match, they were like different, and they started losing games, and
yeah, they had that.
Like, what's going on here?
Been disappointed.
But they're still been good.
Disappointed this year in Burnley. I thought Burnley wouldn't be. And there's the bad start they had. I thought Burnley would be quite high.
We're doing the most disappointed. The one
they
least
seem to have turned it around a little bit, Burnley.
Yeah, they have at the moment. I'm saying Burnley have been struggled this year compared to where they were at last year.
Who else?
But they might have been punching a little bit above the weight.
I think it's largely expected.
Everton have been disappointing this year.
They've been this weird. Isn't it? Everton's a weird team because there's a lot of big talk about them breaking into the Europa League and the Champions League, and they spend money and they get Richarlison, who's supposed to be the next Brazilian super striker or whatever, and Sigurdsson, who's been good for years, who actually is decent for them, and these are the good players. But they're always get. It's almost like they're running 100 metres and they get to the 80 metre mark and then they slow down.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh well, they've lost again. It's weird because I'd like to see Everton do well, because it's good to see a different team doing well.
Everton are only just above Bournemouth goal difference.
But they're still doing okay. They're still, I don't know, what position are Everton now?
11th.
I mean, that's I'd take
West
that as Bradford fan.
West Ham are doing alright. They're turning it around a little bit.
They have, yeah.
Southampton.
Arnautovic has started causing them a few problems over the last couple of weeks, and he looks like he's off.
Yeah, Southampton, from where they were at the start of the season, they've properly done a full.
Felipe Anderson's probably one of my most impressive players so far.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's just come in straight away and he's done what Payet did.
Yeah.
Effectively.
No, but then he'll go. When he realises that West Ham are just shit, then he'll go.
Ryan Fraser's another one actually.
Yeah, Bournemouth guy.
He's a really good player. He was good last season as well. Just didn't quite get as many. I don't know how many assists he's got, but I think he's statistically, along with Luca Digne and a few others, one of the most creative players. Or most crosses in the league or something like that. Crosses, but yeah. For Watford,
yeah.
He did well at the start, and he's kind of just bumbled along after that, hasn't he? But a few goals there and a few assists there and stuff. But yeah, for me, Watford, and it's nice to see a different team doing well. You know, it's not the usual suspects up there. But mind you, Watford have been good for a couple of years now, actually.
They have, yeah. So the other topics we're going to talk about is Billy Sharp.
Yeah.
Who's recently become the
leading goal scorer in England in this decade.
Yeah.
I personally don't like the guy, but he's someone you'd have on your team.
He's a hell of a striker.
You should know who he is.
Who is he?
Did he score against Chelsea?
Oh my God.
His club since 2004: Sheffield United, Rushden and Diamonds, Scunthorpe, Sheffield, Doncaster, Southampton, Nottingham Forest, Reading, Doncaster, Leeds.
So all shit teams.
Sheffield United. Well, actually, Sheffield United third in the 5th or 6th most lucrative league in the world. So
right.
they're not all shit teams.
So he doesn't move out of Yorkshire, basically. He's a Yorkshire event boy.
No, if you know the football league, you definitely know who he is.
For Scunthorpe, he got 53 and 82.
Prolific. He's a prolific striker.
For Sheffield United, he's got 80. in 150. And he doesn't even start every game. He's at sub appearances lots of the time because he's now 34, 35.
This has 2 goals in 3 games.
Doncaster 25 in 49. And Leeds was one where he struggled. He hasn't been prolific at every club, but I think he deserves a mention for what he's done. He's played in the Premier League 2 times. Played in the Premier League for Southampton, I think it was.
I always thought that he was a good player.
Well, if you're a good player,
I watched him.
If you're a good player, it's like being a big fish in a small pond. Really, it's like Mbappe being at PSG. Great player. All the teams are shit apart from the one you're at. So you're going to get all these bloody goals. Well, if them teams who he's at are good and they're playing shit teams, of course he's going to get all these goals.
I don't think they're playing shit teams, to be honest.
Sheffield United are playing Leeds week in, week out. Derby. These teams at the top, West Brom, middle.
Well, Leeds should know how good he is because they'll just send a bloody spy round to the training thing.
We're going to be back on Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to go on to that.
Oh, right.
I mean, part of being a striker is also about, and especially the type of striker he is, the amount of tap-ins he gets is unbelievable. And you're going to turn around and say, well, he just stands there. Well, he has to be there in the first place.
Yeah.
How many strikers have we seen in the Premier League in the past who've been 2 yards too short or 3 yards away from the ball, like Benteke?
We've also seen strikers
the ball's just there, I'm in the right place again.
And just miss it completely.
All that. So
Lukaku.
So I think to be the top, and to be the top goal scorer in
how many goals is he
this decade in English football, that means he's beaten Aguero and people like that.
Go on, how many?
Van Persie, although he wasn't around.
How many is he in front of him then?
I don't know, but it was said the other day on TV.
So someone can still overtake him.
With 1 year left of this decade, probably not.
It depends how many in front of Aguero he is.
Aguero doesn't even start every game these days. So
started today.
So he didn't score though.
He didn't score though.
He's missed one chance already.
He put plus 1 point in the bank for me.
But the thing is, he's playing teams that are within that division. There's a big difference between PSG and the other teams because there was a massive gulf in class. With the Football League, there is not a massive gulf in class between teams. Yeah. It's very, very competitive and the margins are very tight. The fact that he's doing that is very impressive.
You have to accept that not everybody's going to be as good as Messi. So he's not obviously, but he is what he is.
People like to think they are.
So is people like Harry Wilson, who's at Derby at the moment. People like.
I mean, any Football League team would be happy to have him in their team.
He made his name actually playing alongside Jermaine Beckford. I saw him play against us for Scunthorpe in 2006 and 2007.
Oh dear!
And those two just ripped that league apart that year. He probably could have gone to a Premier League team, and who knows, he might have had an offer to go to a Premier League.
I think he would have. I think he's probably had an offer, but
Beckford went to Everton.
He might
and then ballsed it up.
Sharp is very loyal to Sheffield. He's from Sheffield. He's very loyal to Sheffield because
sounds like it when he's
been
around.
on the bench for a while. And it's not even start Sheffield though.
No, where did you say? Like Southampton, Forest.
That was a loan spell. It's not always worked out for him. Granted.
Do you think he's now seen as a club legend at Sheffield United?
He should be.
Yeah, I think he probably
he's been there over 2 spells. And he probably could have gone somewhere last summer because he doesn't always start for them. He could have gone on loan somewhere, but he chose not to. So in fact, he was linked with us actually at one point.
I bet you would have taken him outside.
Charlie Wyke up front. Yeah.
Tell you what, that would have been a hell of a strike force.
Yeah, it would have. Yeah. He's one of those players, if you were playing against him, you would be seriously annoyed because you'd be like, I've got this covered, no one's going to shoot, and then also he's at the back post and the ball gets crossed over to him. He just pops up and you don't realise.
Yeah, very much Michael Owen.
Yeah.
Esque.
Yeah. I think he came on the other week and he changed the game when they were playing Reading away. They were losing 1-0 and they ended up winning 2-1. He got the winner.
Yeah.
He just does things like all, and he's really. Bradford fans hate him. And by all rights, I should hate him. He's had run-ins with us before.
But then they just hate him because he plays well against you.
Yes, but he's also scored against us and run right in front of us before.
Oh well, that's going to piss people off.
But you know, he's one of those guys you'd have on your team. You'd love to have him on your team, but you wouldn't.
Did he do the old Adebayor with the length of the pitch? And
no, but I remember being at Bramall Lane years ago, and he did a knee slide right in front of us, and he got a coin lobbed at him.
Oh, Jesus!
So yeah,
Coin lobbed him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Did it hit him?
I don't think it did actually.
Oh.
I don't think it did. I think he picked up and put it in his shorts. I think.
It just shows you how tight-fisted the Yorkshire bastard is.
He did us on that day. He did us on that day, and I can't really do it.
Well, he just took to good at me. I could get I can get some fries at my own from McDonald's.
So the next thing we're going to discuss is this whole Spygate. Yeah. Oh, we got two more. Yeah, we got.
Should we talk about Germany players first?
Oh, the Germany players. Yes,
the Germany
yes, we will.
We'll end on Spygate.
Yeah, we'll end on Spygate.
Jadon Sancho and Reece Nelson, and how English players going out.
Oh,
I mean, it's brilliant. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think they get more of a chance there, don't they?
Well, yeah.
And fair play to them for actually having the balls to do that move, because it must have been. I bet it's far easier for them to have just stayed where they were. And
effectively, these guys are 17, 18 years old.
Just taking a big gamble.
They're moving halfway across Europe away from their families. It's just like any guy or woman going to another job somewhere.
Yeah.
Learn a new language.
And it's also nice.
And they're performing.
It's been recognised as well by Gareth Southgate.
It has,
That he's like, a lot of these players go abroad and don't get picked because they're not playing in England at the top. But if they're scoring goals and assisting goals, it don't matter what league you're in. Like, you could be.
Well, you're saying that a minute ago. You were saying Billy Sharp wasn't doing it at the highest level, so he wasn't worth anything. And now you're saying no matter what league it's in.
Oh, gee whiz. Good grief.
That's brilliant.
Right, anyway. So, Billy Sharp should be called up to England team.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. Don't matter if you're banging goals and if you've got more goals.
But there was a time, like, years ago, like in the 90s, well, in the 80s and 90s, where, like, Chris Waddle,
Italy as well.
Paul Ince, all these people, Gascoigne, Platt, Lineker, they were all going abroad. They're actually, you know, if that was a sign that you'd really made it, actually, if you're playing abroad outside of England.
A lot went to Italy, right?
Yeah, because Syria was smashing it.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
I think it's only in the last, like, 20 years or so that it's kind of, because the Premier League's become so big, that they've stopped doing that. They've just decided to stay.
Now they're going.
Yeah. But now it's going back again, because they're realising, actually, flipping out, the Bundesliga is a pretty damn good level of football, and
we get more chances.
And also, we get more chances. Because if you're having, like, if Man City and that are buying all these foreign players, then you're going to, and if you're an English lad, you're going to go, shit, I'm not going to get a chance here, right? I'm going to have to move.
That's it.
And then if someone else in, like, England's putting some offering for you, go, do I want to go there? No, and he's potentially going to buy someone else to. No, just fucking go somewhere else.
He's like that Chelsea lad, isn't he? That Hudson-Odoi.
Well, Bayern Munich.
Apparently, Bayern Munich are after him. Now, if I was him, I'd go, yeah.
Being at Chelsea, you definitely would. You definitely would be at Chelsea. You definitely. It's up to Chelsea to accept the offer.
Yeah. But that, I mean, the fact that they're all these German teams are actually scouting young players from England is brilliant.
And it's also it's good for the future of the national team.
Oh yeah,
I think it's only a good thing. I mean, it's.
Do you think it could work the other way? That, well, I suppose it does, because we brings people like Sane over here or something.
Yeah, it does work the other way. Then they get used to playing with other players and other cultures, football wise, I'm talking about, and it's only a good thing, I guess. Technically, people like Guardiola, as much as we say he's a good manager, when Joe Hart came along and said, "Can I have a chance in your team, mate?" He said, "No, technically, you know." He went to Italy, actually.
Yeah.
And did shit.
He did very well.
Then went to Burnley and did even more shit.
I think he's past it now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Really, let's face it. But yeah, I think it's a good thing, and I think probably only more will follow. Owen Hargreaves started the trend, I guess.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. But it's like and it's just going to make it. I would think it would make them better players. Definitely make them better players than if they stayed here.
Should do. Yeah, I mean, if it wouldn't make them better players,
they wouldn't do it.
Then and why would they sign? Why would teams in England sign David Silvers and David De Bruyne's if it's not going to make them better players? So yeah, obviously it's you'd hope it'd be a good thing.
The way it's going with technology and that, these younger lads going over there, like they've introduced VAR and that into the Bundesliga, so they'll know how it works and what you can and can't get away with now.
I was going to give him a cheeky punch and then VAR won't catch it.
But isn't the whole point of VAR that you're not supposed to get away with anything? Isn't that the whole point of it?
Well, it didn't bloody work in World Cup when them Colombians were digging up bloody penalty spot, did it?
No.
What would you do for that?
What?
Well, if
that's a form of cheating.
If you were the goalkeeper and he was taking a penalty and I was on your team kicking the penalty spot, what would the referee do?
To what?
Well, to me, because he see me kicking the penalty spot and making it.
If I was a referee,
red card.
I was a referee, I'd send you off for cheating.
Yeah, but there's no rule. There's no. Afterwards, when the refs write up their match report, they have no law. They have no rule which they can go. I sent him off for that. So they haven't got a leg to stand on. So they can't actually send him off.
You could make a rule. And also, what if?
No, it's an unwritten rule, isn't it?
What if I was just
a sport? It's a sportsman thing.
Yeah,
but you can send him off for unsporting-like behaviour.
What happens if you are? Oh, this is a good question. If you're 1-0 against Liverpool in the 85th minute to stop them winning the league, as in February, so you got a lot of matches. But let's create this scenario. You're 1-0, and if you hold on to your win, they won't win the league.
Yeah.
And Rashford's about to be taken off, and Rashford sprints to the other side of the pitch, only to turn around and see his number and walk back really, really slowly.
Everybody does that.
There we go.
Everybody does.
There we go. So Bradford played. We did it the other day.
Yellow card, time wasting, because it's time wasting, because that's what it is.
So you give a yellow card for that, and you give a yellow card for the penalty spot thing. Because it's the same thing. It's the same thing, really.
No, but with that, him running off and then walking back, he's not really changing the outcome of what could happen.
Well, he might waste an extra minute.
He's wasting an extra minute.
No, but the referee will just add that extra minute on. It doesn't matter about that.
But it doesn't happen.
No, but it should happen. But if you're digging up a penalty spot, you are effectively having an influence. It's cheating. So you're having an influence on the outcome of what could happen. Like you could put your foot in that thing, miss, break your leg, break your ankle. So it's dangerous. I
think you would be wise enough. There's plenty of gamesmanship going on. I think you'd be wise enough to find it out with your foot. You'd be wise enough to do that. As a football player, you wouldn't just go for it. And what happens if I was actually making sure my boot was on properly and the referee got it wrong and set me off?
For what?
Well, if he thought I was stamping the pitch, but my boot was falling off.
Just like, I'll just squeeze that in, my boot was getting off.
Normally you just untie your shoelace, put your boot back on, and then do it normally, wouldn't you?
Not necessarily. So the referee,
hold on. Right. So you're saying you're making sure your boot is on properly when you're stood on top of the penalty spot. That's a bit dodgy. That.
What if?
Get off.
Get off. What if you walk in and you stop and then when they're flapping your shoes?
Yeah.
And you just flick it back in. What if the referee thinks you're then doing something to the penalty spot and sends you off?
What, before the penalty's been taken?
Yeah.
You should be in the penalty area when the penalty's taken.
You might just give away the foul.
Yeah.
And you might be putting your boot back on properly.
Yeah.
You might be getting up off the floor.
But if you've committed a foul,
so the referee has to be 100% sure. That's what.
This is where VAR comes in.
And if you want VAR to come in and 3 minutes for the referee to be checking, has he actually done this? That's just silly.
No. You just because they just go right. Number 6 is fucking rubbing that penalty spot. Just have a sly look over your shoulder. Catches him right. Get off. And he goes, what for? Digging up. I don't need to. And then if he tells you to go and see the computer, let's say, don't need to. They've told me. Get the fuck off. Cheating bastard.
So what about when Roy Keane did Haaland's leg in?
Well, he got sent off, didn't he? So it doesn't matter. It was a fair.
You must be able to think of an example in Man United of bent the rules slightly, or
bent the rules slightly.
I think of Bradford examples when we've Owen Dawes sprinted to the side of the pitch and
yellow card, time wasting.
But you can still do it though.
Book him for time wasting. Add a minute on.
Bent the rules, good.
What about that time when Mendes scored and Roy Carroll should have been like, it was a goal, hands up, it was a goal.
He should have, hands up should have said.
According to your theory, Roy Carroll should then go.
Because it was like a yard over the line.
Yeah, he should have done, but he didn't.
But that's fine, though. That's fine. We won't retrospectively.
No, hold on. But then the fourth official should have seen it, so it's an official fault as well.
It is as well, yeah.
Yeah. So next.
Like yesterday when Rondon kicked out a play when someone was on the floor in the Newcastle game. That was fair.
Yeah.
Rondon was 8 yards from goal and he kicked out a play.
Right. I think it was an
England game. Why couldn't Roy Carroll have done that? It's all part of the game, and you have to accept it. It's going to happen. It happened against us yesterday.
I think it was an England one where the goalkeeper went down injured, right, and their player got the ball, and instead of knocking the ball out to let the goalkeeper have treat, he put it in the goalkeeper's net, so they scored. That is fucking bullshit. He doesn't have a moral compass in life, that fucker. I think he might have been a Real Madrid player, that's why.
Right.
The point is that, certain aspects of the game, if a player's down, it happened at Spurs. There was a Man United player down, Spurs didn't kick the ball out of the play. There's a Spurs player down. No, a Man United player down, Spurs didn't kick out a play. Then the roles were reversed. Trippier saw his arse with it and had a little do at Martial. And Martial pushed him back. Referee didn't see it. Yellow card to pair of them for being a bunch of twats. But it's up to them. If they want to kick the ball out,
I think
I don't see it.
Some of it on the penalty spot, we are in agreement is probably a wrong thing to do, and it shouldn't be done.
But kicking a ball out.
But how are you gonna stamp that out? I mean, how are you going to stamp that out?
VAR just says
what? So you stop the game.
It doesn't happen.
You stop the game in case someone might have done that, and then go and check on the screen for 2 minutes.
No, you don't have to.
Retrospectively, you can do something.
Well, so you're hoping that the VAR assistant person who's watching the screens has seen it and told the ref it.
Yeah, just say right. No, he just has to say, look, Mr.
Eagle eye there.
He just says, look, ref, right.
There's
something going on with that penalty
even
spot.
For the VAR and 10 cameras on it, you need to be eagle-eyed to see someone having a little dig on a penalty spot when there's like 22 players in that area.
That camera in Russia, what we were watching it on TV, they'll have a TV feed of it as well. So the cameraman will be focusing. They'll go, look at that. They should have gone, yeah, Mr. Referee, just have a sly look.
But then they're asking for the ref to go and check it. So that's
he doesn't have to check it. They don't have to. You can just say in his ear, we think someone's tampering with penalty spot. Not thinking, right? Number 6 is kicking up the penalty spot. Have a sly look to see what he's doing.
I've got a great example.
Right.
But that's going to take an extra 4 minutes out of the game. Just retrospectively, he doesn't
have to go through it. The referee is dealing with a problem, right? Whatever that problem was, like trying to clear it. He has to go. Someone is digging up that penalty spot. It's number 6. We've seen him do it. Send him off. He doesn't have to go and check the camera. Old Howard Webb, who's they can be like the official referee in the VAR box, can say, look, this is cheating here. We've seen him do it. I've written it down. Boom, send him off.
It's not a rule though. You have to make a rule first.
Make the bloody rule for it then. It's unsporting behaviour.
Okay, so what about the time when De Gea was in a hotel in Real Madrid and your fax machine, who no one uses anymore, broke?
Well, what's that got to do with a football match?
Well, that's cheating, that. Someone's bent the rules to make sure he stays at the club.
Well,
someone has pulled a sneaky one to make sure he stays there.
Would you want the fax machine to break to stop you going to Real Madrid?
No, but he wanted to go there.
He actually wanted to go.
He wanted to go there. I wouldn't want to go there. I wouldn't have even agreed to in the first place.
Yeah, no, but you've got no choice. You are in a hotel room waiting.
That makes no sense. What we're talking about kind of sneakily playing something so it works in your favour. Someone played that so it works in your favour.
One of his mates probably pulled it out.
One of his mates pulled the lead.
Right.
So that's the same thing as a Columbia thing. Same thing as Columbia
It's
thing.
not.
But no one got a points deduction or a fine
Well,
or
they
a
should
red
have
card
done.
for that.
You should have done, right?
Should have done.
Right?
do
You're
you
in a
mean they should have
hotel room. You should have done. Right? You're in a hotel room. You don't want to join knobheads, but you're going. Right?
Yeah, no, that's
You're-
just
you're
a silly
praying-
question. That would never
You're
happen.
praying for someone to pull the bloody fax machine plug out on you.
That would
Because you
never
don't want to go.
That would never happen.
I'm amazed. Why the hell was I'm sorry, but why the hell was it a fax machine? Why the hell wasn't it an email? I still don't. To this day, I will
someone's
not
played
know
something.
what's
It
going
would
on.
have taken longer, wouldn't it?
I don't think we'll ever really know. Someone knows, but I don't think for a long time we'll know whatever.
And whoever that
really
was.
It's going to be like
happened.
that pizza being chucked in Fergie's face, innit?
It's gonna be one of these things that rumbles on for years, and then eventually someone will come out and say, "I did it." Someone's gonna come out
And that person saved points,
save
tens of points.
Yeah,
It'd be Woodward, wouldn't it? The only thing that
Yes.
guy's done good at Man United is Woodward. I did it. I put fax machine out.
Yeah, I think you can retrospectively use someone for that, but it's just
it's hard.
to do a VAR decision on that there on the spot. The game would never end because then someone would say, "Well, do it for that."
You don't want to
We'll do it for
VAR everything.
Yeah.
In fact, I think they've pretty much said that you can't. Actually, I think it's only for red cards,
Penalties.
penalty decisions in the box, offsides, and what else?
Well, Salah's going to be fucked next season. Then he's going to have to sort his
Yeah,
attitude
but you
out.
don't get red cards for diving. I would give red cards for diving, but you don't.
Well, the amount of times he does it, he'll soon stop it.
You don't. No one. I mean, I would say yes, but no one does it. It's not a rule, is it? Because I think it's not the rule because they have to be sure they've dived.
Oh,
And they would only know that. They would
biased,
actually only know that through VAR.
not to be biased to just to Mohamed Salah, who has been caught out twice recently for doing it, a few times recently for doing it. We'll say Zara as well because he can do a bit.
Saying that though, even sometimes when they slow it right down on Match of the Day, they still split over whether he's dived or not.
It's hard. It is really hard because you have to be sure that there's. What you have to be sure of is there's absolutely no contact at all. And that's pretty hard to determine. Cause
if there is contact, Shearer would then be saying go down, or Janice, or someone.
Yeah.
So some people.
Right, this whole VAR thing, it's all brilliant and all that, but when they slow it, when the referee slows it right down for it was happening shitloads in World Cup with Van Ball's been played in at someone, he's jumped up, put his hands up to block it penalty. Yeah. Right, because he's seen it in he's seen it in hyper slow motion.
Yeah.
Do not see it in hyper slow motion. See it in normal time. Just to have a look back and go, nah, don't. The ball's too close to his head. The ball's too close to his hand to give an handball.
Yeah, no, that's where it was stupid to look up. I don't really like it anyway, but that's just the way it goes.
But it didn't stop the bloody Croatian man from having his high foot for when the ball went in against England.
That was not high foot.
It was a fucking high foot.
Perisic's goal.
Yeah, he put his foot right over the guy's head.
Come off it,
That was a great goal. It was nowhere near his head.
He was, because Walker had to duck.
Exactly. That's why his foot was near his head, because Walker was ducking down.
Yeah, so he didn't get a boot in the head.
Oh,
dangerous play.
I mean,
Sargent, you can't say that had to be disliked.
1-1.
Right,
1-1. Extra time would have beaten on penalties.
Oh god. Gee whiz. I mean,
we would have stood
with VAR, I honestly think that it's going to get better. I think it's still early days with it, to be honest. I think they'll get used to. It'll get slicker the more they use it.
Used, yeah.
I'm just glad it won't be in while I'm watching my team for a while.
I want safe standing as well at football games.
Oh well, absolutely.
Not the sort of standing what we had at the old Dortmund game, because that was a bit dodgy.
Shall we move on to the last one, because it's quite it nicely goes on now from the cheating aspect.
So yes, let's move on to Spygate. What's known as Spygate?
This is the old Leeds.
Sure.
Leeds.
Right. Try your best not to let your Leeds bias get involved here.
Right.
Because if it was Man United, your answer would probably be different. But when you try not to.
I'm going to
do
say that. I honestly do not give a shit about this.
Okay.
I really don't. I really could not care less.
Right. Okay.
Leeds have obviously said.
Should we fill everyone in on
what has happened is Leeds sent some guy round to Derby County's training ground purposely to disrupt their training thing, and it worked. And so the police had to come and stop training everyone in because they thought it was like a whatever it was. It's pretty much what it is. And it was in Leeds. Then came out and said, "Yeah, he was one of our spies." Right, that's what it was. So
it was to get tactics from what Derby were doing.
Yeah.
he did a press conference.
It is cheating, but
when he went through all the information he has, and he says the spy wasn't necessarily necessary, but he sent him there just so he was a little bit more at ease and less anxious over different things that he hasn't spotted through his initial analysis of the team, which has been watching every game. I don't have a problem with it. It's being blown way out of proportion, and loads of people do it. Apparently Mourinho did it. Apparently he spent Villas-Boas when he was at Chelsea to do the same thing. So
I don't care. It's one of them things that really doesn't bother me. And Frank Lampard has seen his arse about this quite. To be fair, he probably has got a point because it is his team they're spying on in that tactics, and you try to keep everything secret. I mean, if you want tactics, why not just look at there's fucking YouTube. Look at the past games they've played in or things they've done that.
Well, Jurgen Klopp was asked about it in his press conference, and he says he screens off Melwood before each game. Yeah. So clearly there's things he works on that is not available anywhere else. Yeah. Maybe a corner routine that he's just telling his first 11 for the next day.
Right, if they don't want anybody to see it, they've got all these indoor facilities. Fuck off inside.
Well, yeah, they could do.
Yeah, there you go. Point solved. But you've got £1 million. You've got like couple £1 million fucking complex. Yeah, you caught us spying. Alright, Frank, why weren't you inside doing it? That's what. Shit, didn't think about that. Why you wouldn't?
Well, I don't think he expected a spy to be there.
No,
actually,
no, I don't think he expected a spy.
But if you said to me, right, your team's going to be promoted to the Premier League, but you're going to spend spy to every other team to their training grounds before it's, and probably the press and lots of the people in the country who like football will be not very happy. I'd be like, just do it. I don't care. I mean, we're in the Premier League. I don't care. Right. At the moment, Leeds are going on finally.
So it doesn't really matter. Like if Leeds go up, then send a spy to sort of like Man City or someone like that, and they're spying.
That would be difficult to get into Man City's training complex, wouldn't it?
Well, hopefully they're playing inside. They might be inside because Guardiola might have a bit of announcing about him. And he actually does see some tactics, and then Leeds are going, "Oh, we always sent a spy to Man City. How did that work? Well, it didn't because we got hammered 7-0. So the spying shit doesn't. He's done it because he knew it would disrupt Derby, and
I don't think it.
I read about something.
Derby
that's where I read about it. Guardiola knows Bielsa quite well, because he was at Bilbao and he was at Barcelona in 2012, 11, 10. And they said, someone said, or it was in an article the other day, before the Copa del Rey final 2012, Barcelona won 3-0. Pedro scored. Messi scored and somebody else, can't remember the other person.
David Villa.
And before the match, Guardiola knew that Bielsa had sent someone to spy. And after the match, Bielsa said, I sent someone, but it didn't work because they scored more goals than us. So he's done it before, and it's worked against him before. So he clearly just sends them as just to make sure, try and put him a little bit more at ease. And if Athletic Bilbao had won that final, inspired decision to send that spy. But loads of people. So Guardiola will know. He'll probably know.
Lampard did say if he went to manage a different country, in a different country, said he'll get used to all like the how it would all work. And then he said I'd just stick to me on. This thing about we don't do it in our country is stupid. Owen Doyle running over to the other halfway, to the other side of the pitch, and then walking back really slowly when we're already 3-0 up at Rochdale. I mean, come on, we do things like that as well, don't we?
Oh yeah.
All this stuff about we don't do it in our country. We're better than that. Is all absolute.
Man United did it against bloody Spurs, where Lingard was coming off, and he knew he was coming off, so he went to the far side of the pitch.
Exactly.
It's all a tactical thing.
If
you're winning in a game, you will take the furthest person off away from you.
Well, no, you'll get the person you want to take off to go to the side of the pitch first.
No,
you won't take the furthest person away because otherwise you might take the goalkeeper off.
No,
you actually dare. 5 minutes left.
No, if say he's like on the far side of the pitch.
Just take my gloves off.
Far side of the pitch player, you just bring them off.
No. What you do is you'd get the player you want to take off, and then you'd say go over to the corner. Yeah. Because if you take off the first person away, that could be your captain. You don't want to do that. So you.
No, you know what I'm saying.
The only way that they would stop that is if they say, right, wherever you're on the pitch, you've got to go
That's
for the nearest point.
That's one rule in might enforce, which will stand that out.
Or the referee should be like,
basically they'll say, right, if you're at the opposite side of the pitch, you have to go off at that side of the pitch.
nearest point.
Yeah,
but then hold on. Then they'll get the person in the middle in the centre.
Yeah, they will do. Yeah,
hold on.
Yeah, they will do. What they'll do, they'll just say,
they'll just start going right. You're coming up, go to the middle, right, and then just act really confused and dopey because you're a professional.
And they'll be like, which one's nearest? Is it that one? Is it that one? And they'll just go around the circle, the centre circle. Like, is it that one? Ref, which is it? Is it? Ref says it's that one. Really? Are you sure? I think I'm close to that one now. And it goes on for like 2 minutes.
These things happen, and the spying thing. Okay, he's took a risk doing it. And it might have blown up a little bit, and it might have looked bad in the press, which it has done.
Probably Premier League players, Premier League teams, have now they've stuck the VAR in. Why the fuck you asked? It happened in the league below you.
If I knew my manager was doing everything he possibly could so my team could win, including that, and I'd be happy, because clearly, and especially if I was on the board, I'd be like, we're paying him, and he's earning his money. Yeah. Maybe I'll have a word with him saying, alright, it's not going to look so good on the club. Alright, it's not. But
then he'll just turn around and he'll go, this is Leeds United. Yeah. Whatever looks good with his fucking club. Not that it's not got the sparkling reputation, has it?
I'll move on to that a bit in a minute. But I'd say, if it was you, I'd say to you, fair play, you're earning your money. I mean, that's what I want. I want everything you possibly can to win the match, but just so you know, it might not look so great on us. What you were saying about Leeds not looking good, well, that's what I thought when the owner said, "Oh, is it not in the spirit of Leeds?" Hang on, Billy Bremner and all those boys.
It definitely is in the spirit of Leeds.
It definitely is in the spirit. In fact, it's better than the spirit of Leeds.
If anyone sums up the spirit of Leeds,
Lee Bowyer.
What spirit were they thinking of?
Bielsa's improved it.
Yeah.
The spirit of kicking the shit out of people for 50 years.
It's actually seen him in a new light, isn't it?
Jesus. What a spirit they have.
A dodgy owner who couldn't fucking pay tax on a yacht. That's not Leeds' spirit. Yeah, he's actually quite
the spirit of being completely fucked over by about 10 owners in the last decade.
Yeah.
What a spirit. What?
Brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, that's one thing I didn't worry about.
What you should do is start sending your spies to look at the fucking people who are interested in buying your club, see if they've not got any actual dodgy dealings going on Leeds. That's where you could put your spies' best uses, not trying to spy on fucking Derby.
There will be lots of Leeds fans who are alright.
Yeah, there's not many.
But no, there's not many at all.
Oh, geez.
And my dad's a Leeds fan.
God.
There you go.
Says a lot, really, doesn't it?
Oh, well, everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. As always, we'll leave the final word with Richard Keys. And take care, everyone. We'll see you later.
You go around there any night and found Redknapp hanging out at the back of it.